Chat, here we go. We got our second match of the day. The other side of this small little tournament, you could argue we're doing. The other semifinal. CRR versus Dead Monster. CRR we've had on before, and he is going to score the first goal. CRR from FC Barcelona. I don't think he was on Barcelona when we had him on last time. I think that was announced recently. I'm sure he knew he was going to be on Barcelona, but I'm pretty sure Barcelona was a recent pickup. So congrats to CRR. The threes legend coming into the ones game as well. Going up against a longtime ones legend, Dead Monster. CRR, I believe I discovered, was from Spain, right? And Dead Monster from Italy. As we rep out some EU games this morning. Dead Monster going for the full dribble, the flip reset. Just a little bit too far away from the net. CRR can camp it out. And CRR, the immediate power shot is not enough. Dead Monster, though, didn't get a clear that got the ball out of danger's way. Oh, the last one's not closed? Oh, it's already closed. Hopefully there's some mods here handling the predictions. Akashi has got it handled for you guys. Hopefully it's working out. Dead Monster, I looked at these guys' ratings at the start of today to kind of see which matchups we should do. And to be fair, CRR's ones rating compared to the rest of the three guys that we have playing today is a little bit lower, but we saw CRR play against Ashley recently, who frequently keeps himself rated in the top 20, I would say, but maybe even top 10. And CRR was able to take Ashley down. So I have no faith in CRR being able... I have no doubt in CRR being able to hang with all the players playing today, and should definitely give Dead Monster a good game, if not take the series, as he is starting up 2-1. Do the predictions a bit earlier so we can start moving about longer than 20 seconds. Yeah, sorry, we had to get going quick here. And personally, I have no... For the mods, for the future, I have no problem with the predictions staying open a little bit later into the match. Like, I'm fine with, you know, for the first 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes maybe even of the match, having the predictions open. If people want to game the system and wait until the final second, you know, to see who's going to win the first game and then vote, I feel like it all figures, you know, it all settles itself out at the end of the day. Because sure, you might vote early on one player, but then everybody sees that, you know, CRR is up, so they start voting for him. All that means is you're going to get better odds if you voted on Dead Monster to start, you know. The odds kind of naturally work themselves out based on, you know, when certain people voted. Dead Monster, the air dribble bump, and the third. These guys scoring quick at the start of the series. But your Feer coin integrity. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it hurts your Feer coin integrity. Because let's say we have everybody bet before the game, and it's a perfectly even 50-50 bet. Then the prediction stays open, and CRR gets a nice triple flip reset like he's about to do, and scores, and then everyone realizes CRR is going to win. So then everybody votes CRR. Now CRR has 80% of the vote, but that's fine odds. If you voted on Dead Monster to start the game, now you just have... You're taking like a higher risk bet, and you're going to get a higher reward if you win. So it ends up working out either way, if you ask me. CRR, one final touch, but the ball coming hard off the back wall. I think CRR was mostly just trying to, you know, kill the possession and give himself time to reset, but his touch came immediately off the back wall, so he's had no choice but to stick with it, but he's done a great job of doing so. And Dead Monster turning as he came around that corner, trying to keep possession going, and just could not get to the ball in time. CRR, the great patience and low boost defense, gets him a fourth. CRR trying to see if he could bait Dead Monster maybe into an early challenge and get the chip off the ground, but not able to do so against the veteran defender. CRR at midfield, not the best of setups, and sometimes those are hard to neutralize. Once you initiate an air dribble, like CRR did, chipping that upwards, over his car to start, it's hard to float behind the ball and effectively 50 it without giving up a challenge. Because what CRR wanted to do was basically show a challenge to Deadmonster well enough that Deadmonster lets him take it to the ground and make a ground play. But he did not cover the ball well enough. And Deadmonster just snipes it away. Gets a fourth. A great scoop catch. Wait a second. What a 50 by Deadmonster. This was the most 5-head 50 of all time. He didn't even 50 the ball for real. But CRR got so high above it and slammed it back down. That was crazy. He 50'd it from the bottom left corner of the ball because somehow he knew exactly how CRR was going to challenge it. CRR with a nice kickoff possession. Great placement on the first touch. Can he milk out the shot attempt from a low boost Deadmonster? It doesn't look like he will. CRR, a 50 with Deadmonster. Oh, we might have our future games in trouble. We'll have to see what Raziers is saying. Or he may also have scrims in 45 minutes as well, which makes sense. We have CRR doing some scrims in 45 minutes. Maybe they're scrimming each other. How interesting would that be? Oh, they're not. Raziers is listening. Raziers is responding to me on stream. That's funny. I didn't get to see entirely what he said. I'll check in a second. But Deadmonster up 5-4 against CRR late into the game, able to hold on to possession. And one last strong touch in an air dribble. He could probably 50 it down and kill it. A nice flip reset. Ooh, he would have gotten a 6th. GG's from both these guys. Deadmonster going up 1-0. We'll see what Raziers is telling us about the next potential third game. Deadmonster versus CRR. We may be robbed of our third game because I promised that we would be done before scrim time, and it seems like we most likely won't be. But if we have time for even a single game, we'll do just like a crazy best of one or something. Because I did say I'd put $20 down on it. So, one game for $20, that seems like a worthwhile time if we end up making it there. If this one goes the distance, though, we might not even have time for that. CRR trying to come out of the top of the net, but Deadmonster and his dribble is just so far away. He's going to be able to react fairly easily. He almost got to hide behind the ball, but Deadmonster seeing just underneath him. A very easy pop and a first goal. Deadmonster playing just a little bit too patient at midfield. CRR going to be able to slam that ball away. I mean, it's another one of those situations where a player doesn't want to continue their possession, right? They know that they're not going to be able to get much out of it if they continue a high play and dribble at double jump height. So what they want to do is just fake enough or cover the ball enough so that they can take it back down to the ground and play it as a ground dribble. But it's really hard to do in a lot of situations. In this case, Deadmonster giving it that slight single touch and then falling back down to the ground leaves a huge window for CRR to take it away. Change the title? Akashi, do you know how to change the title? We have a mod in here. I think we have a couple other mods too. Make sure you change the title to Deadmonster versus CRR. We got going really quick here. Deadmonster, a nice 50 with CRR. He should have an open net. CRR diving in so fast. he has no issue with kind of showing his challenges from far away. It hasn't worked great for him, but maybe just his style. 4-2. Dead Monster running it up. I imagine if CRR were to start throwing in some fake challenges, he could likely throw Dead Monster off. Because right now, he has been, you know, challenging from far away. It's not necessarily a problem to play high pressure D, like CRR obviously wants to. But when you're doing that after fully resetting the back corner boost and then coming back to the play from miles away, it is easy for that opponent to give a read, which is why you see, you know, players in general faking those challenges half the time. Right now, CRR challenging every single time, and Dead Monster has started to get the read, but doesn't mean a mix-up can't, you know, give the edge back to CRR. A flag 95, even a prime, bud. 16 months of priming. I appreciate it, Flag. CRR taking this ball down to a ground dribble, the low 50, and he forces it in. I think we saw CRR go in low 50s a lot as well last time we saw him play, and not a bad idea. When defenders are playing on the goal line, you'll see a lot of people go for air dribble bumps, which are not bad plays to punish defenders for giving so much space. But the other, maybe even safer option is to try and just take the ball all the way to the net and get a low 50. It's really, really hard to get a challenge that doesn't let the ball, you know, go at least slightly into the net when playing all the way on the back line. 4-4 with 250 left to go. CRR demo in a fifth. Halfway through the game, CRR taking the lead. I think CRR was leading early, maybe even as late as halfway in the last one before Dead Monster took it away. Really strong touch from CRR. I bet you he did not mean to tap that initial bounce dribble as hard as he did. Whenever you instantly chip the ball up to supersonic speed on a setup like that, it makes you so much more readable. Dead Monster is air dribble bump. Can't get there, as well as just covering the distance with the defender and giving them, you know, an earlier chance to challenge. Dead Monster on the goal line. The first flick isn't there, and is crossbarring out. Couldn't get the second, and CRR gifted with an opportunity to shoot on an open net. 6-4. CRR, another kickoff. Dead Monster gonna give him loads of space. It seemed like Dead Monster put himself in a pretty poor position off the start. He had to take a lot of flips to get to that back corner and almost wasn't able to get back into the play in time. Great patience as CRR is gonna give him space. No more of these early challenges. Instead, he'll time his challenge more tactically as he sets up the shadow defense. Maybe playing a little bit safer, playing with his 2-goal lead. What a shot from Dead Monster. Hard to blame CRR for staying grounded there. Seemed like Dead Monster might have shot too high, and CRR giving him the nice shot, because there's truly nothing else to say when someone places it that well. CRR has to pre-flip to try and take this ball out a dangerous way, but he can't do so. And might have been better off immediately after kickoff just leaving the play, resetting, and, you know, playing a goal line defense with his 1-goal lead. He wanted to stay on the ball, and you could see himself kind of rolling towards it, just thinking, what can I do? What is the best touch here to not put myself immediately in a bad spot? And he ended up not finding it, as Dead Monster was able to instantly get a quick shot. And once again, he's got a ground dribble. CRR playing shadow defense this time around, and there's nothing you could do. Not a bad shadow defense at all. But when Dead Monster puts it that perfectly in the top left corner, (7-6). CRR controlling this game. I swear he did the same thing last game too, though, before Dead Monster took it back. Seconds on the clock. CRR is going to get a nice challenge with speed here, you could tell. His air roll shot. Dead Monster, wow, not only did he save it, but he saved it off the post and pushed it back away from CRR, which is absolutely perfect. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that was the best ice of a save I've ever seen, the icing of a game. If he gets that save and puts it to the corner, which is where his momentum was suggesting it'd go, CRR would have at least one more opportunity, but no, he puts it off his own post and back to the opposite corner, which just completely kills the final possession. Dead Monster going up 2-0. And CRR going to need a reverse sweep to take him down. Dead Monster versus CRR, game number 3. CRR playing a great game so far, but Dead Monster just always able to clutch it out in the final minutes. I think both games have been wins by 1, right? So I believe, oh no, you know what? Dead Monster got a second goal to win by 2 at the last second there. So a 3-goal differential in the 2 games. CRR definitely still in this. Still possible for him to bring it back despite the 2-0 series lead for Dead Monster. CRR, a great recovery, a little bit better than Dead Monster. Dead Monster losing control a little bit here. I think he ended up, you know, that diagonal flip to finish that one off, put him in a tougher situation. He doesn't want a front flip because front flip's so slow. You'll see players diagonal flip in general, but he also could have power slid and diagonal flipped in order to keep himself moving directly to the ball. Instead, he let his diagonal flip take him slightly out of the way and then didn't really have a touch to clear the ball away. CRR kickoff goal, 2-0. Once again, the game back in control for CRR, or CRR back in control of the game, which he seems to be entirely for the first 4 minutes of every game. Dead Monster, nice catch. Just a side flip. We'll put it over CRR. CRR not able to grab that back corner boost. And just in a tough spot. I think if he had any boost at all, he'd turn and challenge that play earlier than he did. But with nothing, he wouldn't have even made it in time before the flick. CRR. Another early shot off kickoff. But too high. And as much as he wants to milk the possession, he can't. Then Monster's going to be able to take it away. Give us Daniel versus KV1. We've done Daniel versus KV1. And I'd be down to do it again if Daniel and KV1 wanted to do it. We'll have to see sometime. Dead Monster with 11 boost. A great flick. Not quite in, though. We're going to buy him more than enough time to reset. And then a fake challenge. Early gets CRR to flick the ball away, but he hasn't lost possession as he has a great bounce right now. Dead Monster able to cover it well. I think a little bit too much faking, too much indecision from CRR. He had the ball in a perfect spot, and he couldn't pick which of the many shots he could have taken. And he let Dead Monster come in close to distance, but a great challenge off the wall. CRR up 3-1. 2:50 left to go. Wait, who won when Daniel and KV1 played? When Daniel and KV1 played last, we were doing 2 best of 3s. So I know everybody's kind of used to the set of 6 where you play 3 on one server and 3 on the other server. This was before, you know, games had settled on doing that. So we did 2 best of 3s, a best of 3 on US East and a best of 3 on SAM. So first we did the best of 3 on SAM, and Daniel was able to win game 2, but ultimately he lost. So it was 2-1 KV1. Then they went to East, and Daniel won games 1 and 2. So he won the best of 3, and then they didn't even play game 3. So technically, he won 3 games to KV1's 2 when they played. But KV1 didn't really get a final chance on USC servers to potentially beat Daniel, which he might have been able to do. Or, you know, maybe Daniel would have won that 6th and it would have been 4-2, which, you know, we got to leave the possibility for that game going either way on the table. That being said, I think that was long enough ago that was a different KV1. I think we might see a different KV1 nowadays who maybe could handle it even better. We saw him play Evo on all USD servers, and, you know, that's a tough enough challenge, and he did well in that. Dead Monster. An air dribble bump, technically. He was certainly threatening the air dribble bump all the way in the air, but never actually had to connect with CRR. CRR had pre-jumped and tried to come back down to the ground and make a play again on the second chance, but didn't have a chance. Dead Monster with space. CRR leaving the whole field available for him. Another air dribble bump, and why not? We were talking about ways to punish that backline defender. CRR earlier going for the low 50 because Dead Monster let him get all the way into the net. But the more reliable way for more positions played by the defender, I'd say, is that air dribble bump, and Dead Monster's certainly very good at it. Come. Oh yeah, people talking about the AMS versus Evo game. That I was wondering if Evo would do that on Johnny Boy's stream, as Dead Monster just early challenges CRR. CRR almost had the read. You could see him recognizing Dead Monster's going to come early and trying to pop it immediately. But Evo has been doing that stuff on my stream forever. You know, the stop playing, the saying like you're cringe or whatever. That's been his style. But I wasn't sure if people behave differently on Johnny Boy's stream versus mine, because I don't know, maybe they think of them differently. Turns out no. Turns out Evo is just Evo no matter what stream he's playing on. You try to sound like Johnny? I definitely don't. If you mean like talking about using a Scottish accent, I definitely don't do that. But I will tell you this much. I am a Johnny fan, and there's no doubt about it. So I watch a lot of Johnny Boy. So I think sometimes if you watch somebody a lot, well, first off, the whole channel is basically just like Johnny Boy's. But I also watch him a lot on top of that. So I think you frequently emulate things content that you consume. So it doesn't surprise me. Dead Monster. The wall to air dribble flip reset. Either didn't get it or didn't want to use it, as he felt he would have put himself out of position. But CRR has a quick shot. He picked up boost before Dead Monster, and that boost spawn at midfield timed perfectly for the CRR win. Dead Monster flipping over it, and it did not show up for him, but it does show up for CRR. And he slams in a shot for a 5th. 6 seconds left to go. Dead Monster has found a way to win all these games, but can he do it in this situation? Both these guys going to fake the kickoff, and Dead Monster chips it past CRR. He should have an open net here, and he does. Oh, that was so cheeky. Oh, that was so cheeky. Both of them wanted to fake it. I feel like I haven't seen that ever, which is kind of funny, considering how often people do fake those diagonal kickoffs. I don't think I've ever seen a double fake on it like that, and it came at such a crucial time, but Dead Monster back to the ball quicker than CRR, and so it's going to be an overtime instead of a game win for CRR. Dead Monster, wall to air dribble. CRR able to take it away, and he should have some open space to create a first possession. Dead Monster, kind of a weak fake challenge. CRR's first touch is continued for a second. Just putting Dead Monster in his goal after he swings around for that back corner boost means he's going to have a little bit of a late recovery and might be able to get a soft save out of him, and he does exactly that. So CRR not going to go down easy. He's going to take a game as we head to game number 4. CRR versus Dead Monster, game number 4. We are pushing it right up to scrim time. Seems like we might not get our 3rd game, but Razier's had a 5-head idea to just give all of them some money. But you know what? Doesn't that sound great? I guess you could also argue we could split it between the 2 winners. That probably makes more sense. CRR. I think CRR, if he wants to put in the work and the time, could be one of, the top 1v1ers in EU from what I've seen from him so far. Dead Monster certainly one of those guys. And a nice Johnsky flick chat, if you guys remember. Really, there was absolutely no business having the guys who used to be around on stream trying to claim that shot, which is basically like a tornado spin and then just an air roll shot. They try to call it the Johnsky flick, and I'll never forget. And I'll try and help them. I'll keep the dream alive in trying to claim that shot. But really just a tornado spin air roll shot. Dead Monster gonna get his first. The thing is, RLCS is about to start, and everybody's about to stop caring about ones, which is gonna be, a sad story for us, but we'll regain for sure. It doesn't mean we won't have ones content. I think people will still play 1v1 show matches. I think the things that can't happen are like the big tournaments where you take up people's prime time. Basically when they want to be scrimming and they want to be practicing for RLCS. You can't like schedule anything and really block out a lot of people's time. So I think the big tournaments and stuff are probably really hard to do. We already have a hard enough time when there isn't any RLCS. When is RLCS starting? I think it starts I think there might even be some quals this weekend. Is that true? I looked up online when the times, or like when the dates they say it starts, and it says it starts next week. Not this week, but next week. But then I also saw some other tweets saying like quals or something starting this week. So I don't know. October 15th. Yeah, that would be like more than a week from now. And that is what I thought, but then I thought I saw people talking about quals or something, Thursday or something like that. Quals start this Friday. Oh, there you go. But the actual RLCS starts at the 15th. Got it. Doesn't everybody have to qualify this season? Isn't that what they said? I assume all the new regions, everybody has to qualify, that nobody gets to start on uneven ground there. But I thought I also read something about how every single team has to qualify or something like that. So even energy has to qualify. I mean, that's what I feel like I heard. Dead Monster! Oh my goodness, that was nutty. Dead Monster, I think he's always got a clip in him a series. And this is a great flip reset, and then instantly continuing to carry the ball. And oh my gosh, there's nothing you can do about that. CRR just has to sit and pray that Dead Monster doesn't take his whole family down with him too. Dead Monster able to take his own back corner boost. CRR able to place the first shot well, and was thinking about trying to continue the possession. Bit of a low-scoring game here as we chat about RLCS during Game 4, but it's only 2-1. A little bit over 3 minutes in, make it 2-2 as a mechanical mistake from Dead Monster over on the side wall. I think he tried to pitch that one away and could not get back down to the ground in time. We talked already a million times about that zero boost descent. It is so slow and leave you wildly out of position. In fact, Dead Monster, he needed to touch this ball. He was hoping to, fake pressure it and maybe have CRR leave, or maybe just mistimed his turn as he just found himself too far underneath the ball. But CRR gifted a wide open net and a 2-goal swing. Dead Monster had been controlling the game. But just like that, CRR brings back the lead, and Dead Monster, all of a sudden the scoring is happening. I can't even start finishing a couple sentences about the previous goal, and now we're scoring like crazy. Dead Monster just playing it quick off the wall. 3-3 with a minute 30 left to go. The wave dash and the patience from both these two at midfield. Dead Monster going to come out on top probably as he at least grabs midfield boost. CRR, a smart touch to break up the play. Instead of letting Dead Monster have possession and boost, and with CRR with nothing, he slams the ball back into the corner and gives himself some time to reset and give himself a shot at defense. CRR, early challenge at midfield. Still in a tough spot as he turns to Shadow. He has been covering that near post very well, but he has been leaving the far post exposed. The way he's set up on defense, he's covering a little bit of the back wall and the majority of the near post at the cost of leaving the far post open. And we've seen Dead Monster, place a couple good shots into that far post earlier in the series, but man, he just got caught out. Didn't realize CRR was coming in as hot behind him as he thought. And CRR, the quick camera check made him realize he was going to have an open net. 4-3. He wants game 5, and he wants to go to scrims afterwards. Because we will not have time. But that's fine. These have been 2 really good games. We were just trying to get a fun little tournament going to maybe get 3 games going. Dead Monster, can he do some last-second magic again? Nope, CRR will get a 5th. 5-3, I think easily the lowest scoring game of this series so far. But CRR, man, not going down. Dead Monster winning a couple close games, and I think we're probably perfectly tied. I want to say CRR won, by 1 in the previous game, and then now he won by 2 in this game. So I think goals-wise, we're exactly tied as we head to game 5. Dead Monster versus CRR, game 5. The new FC Barcelona member showing that he can do it not only in 3s but in 1s. Wins over Dead Monster and Ashley would definitely be, 2 really, really solid resume wins. Even now that he's played Dead Monster to game 5, even if he doesn't end up winning, I think he's still, proven that he's capable. And I think CRR as a 1s player is not necessarily on everyone's map right now. He only brought himself into the top 100 recently, and then he's 1500 right now in 1s rating when I checked, and I don't even know if that's top 100. I think you have to be a little bit higher than just like 1506 or something like that to be top 100. Maybe he is though. But it's obvious that he has the talent, and I think there's probably a lot of players, especially RLCS players, that are sitting, low on the 1s leaderboard, but have the 1s talent and could absolutely contend with some of the other top 1s players, but maybe just don't give it as much attention. It was a great 50 by Dead Monster. It was enough to give CRR saying okay. He thought he must have come away, or deserved to come away with a little bit more from that 50. Dead Monster, lots of open field. He's had a great eligible bump game all series, and I think CRR knows it. That's why he made sure to shadow close and cut off the play before it even started, and great read. It's a great read of the way that Dead Monster had his car in position. I think that's why CRR knew that Dead Monster was going to challenge early. You can see he's got the full direct on, setup for his car, which it's hard to fully turn around from that position, and so Dead Monster very likely to challenge early, I think, in that situation. If he saw Dead Monster even slightly turned infield with his car, which is where he would have headed if he was going to start setting up a shadow defense, I think CR maybe thinks twice about the early touch. But when you see somebody as already devoted to that early challenge as Dead Monster was, I think it's a really good idea to get that early flip. And CRR gets his first. He tries to continue to force this possession past Dead Monster. Dead Monster doing a good job of gaining control here. Ooh, early challenge. You know, that was a situation where I think a lot of players would have taken it back to their corner, reset on a full 100 boost, and tried to play the possession game. But Dead Monster instead went for the really cheeky early cut to see if he could catch CRR out of position. And even though he didn't, CRR did get, you know, a first challenge. He did quickly find himself a wide open net. So I like that pressure. If you have 60 boost, you know, you don't need to take it back and reset even more. 60 is more than enough to make a play. And Dead Monster doing exactly that. But his wall to air dribble wave dash is not only not going to score, but is going to leave him completely exposed. Toby Face, thank you for the tier 1, man. Tier 1 for 2 months. Hello. Hello to you as well. Appreciate the tier 1. Enjoy your green F sub badge for your 2-month sub, and appreciate it. CRR, a ceiling reset, trying to get a ground pinch way too close to the net. He's going to have a hard time getting a ground pinch. Basically, a couple cars lengths off the goal line. Dead Monster able to read it and clear it away. Dead Monster. Early challenge. I think he was just trying to get CRR to get the ball up in the air, but he ends up getting caught out. Dead Monster comes in. He just wants CRR to play an awkward touch as the ball comes off the wall, but it wasn't an awkward touch for CRR at all. Instead, he gets a great touch, wave dashes on the wall, and gets back to the ball quickly and just outpaces Dead Monster to go up 3-2. Dead Monster winning the battle at midfield. Gonna get a wall to air dribble. CRR, I love this speed. We see this from more of Three's mains, where they like to go for these super early challenges at times that some ones players don't quite expect as much. Not to say Dead Monster is just a ones player. I'm pretty sure he's a top Threes player as well. But I think CRR, a little bit more Threes focused in general. CRR high flick, great placement, and the placement is good enough for Dead Monster to not be able to take it away. A really soft shot, but with Dead Monster operating on only one pad, all that really matters is placement. You don't even need the speed that well. If you can place it just under the post, it's going to be really tough to save. Dead Monster can't do it. CRR trying to create a shot attempt out of that and ends up coming up with nothing. He could have went to Dead Monster's corner early and taken his 100 and, you know, prevented Dead Monster from getting a possession. But instead he let Dead Monster get both. And while Dead Monster has been going air dribble bump and lots of air dribble plays all series long, he finally cashed in on a low play. CRR pre-jumping for good reason, because Dead Monster has, you know, annihilated him in the air at the beginning of the series. And, you know, you hear Johnny Boy talk about that a lot, giving Dead Monster credit for his series-long 1v1 play and how he handles, you know, not just game by game, but adjusting based on how the series is going. Very clear low 50 there from Dead Monster after CRR had finally started to early challenge. The past few times, CRR has been taking away his air dribble bump plays and his, you know, just high pops. So this time Dead Monster goes low, gets to 50, but CRR, a clutch demo, as Dead Monster does pick up that corner boost, but it cost him his life. 5-3, 27 seconds left to go. CRR close to getting an insane comeback here on the reverse sweep. A delayed kickoff. We actually see the delayed kickoff from CRR a lot. This is not necessarily something he only does with a lead late in the game. I think we saw him maybe in the first kickoff or second kickoff of the whole series. He was already doing this delayed kickoff on the straightaway setups, but obviously does not get what he wanted on the first one, and not really the second one either. Forced immediately into net. Dead Monster with a great catch and a high pop. CRR knew it was coming, though. Smart to not get up in the air. I don't think he's going to be able to get his own back corner boost. Dead Monster's going to take it away. CRR in a really tough spot. Dead Monster, though, didn't get the shot he needed. Can he get underneath the ball? He can, but that one launched all the way to the side of the field. CRR, will he get another one? He won't. But GG's, man. CRR, what a comeback. Dead Monster throwing the GG's, hopping out of the match. Boy, did that take us all the way up to scrim time. So both winners need to go play a scrim. So I don't know what we're going to do now. But GG's to them. And thanks for playing.